Hi, welcome to Sewing with Sandy. Today we're going to make a tank dress, a tank. We're going to make them all. They're super easy. It's McCall's 7386. It just came out. It's perfect for summer. I made three. I made this full length dress. What I did was I gave it a mullet, cut it short in the front and long in the back. And of course, you know, I made a couple of changes, but the pattern is super, super simple. It's perfect for beginners. You can whip them up in no time. Now, one of the changes that you'll find that I made is I added a binding to the neckline and to the sleeves, just because this binding looks so much better than turning the edges under, which is what the pattern has you do. If you're really a beginner and you're okay with that, then you should try that. But making binding is not that hard, and it changes the quality of the look tremendously. There's binding on here. All three of the ones that I made, I put binding on, and they're gorgeous. So I made this red dress. You see that? I made this cute little puppy. It's got puppies on it. Yep. And then also this one, this very boho kind of chic looking one. And all three of the fabrics are from Mood. Super fast, super quick. Let's get into it. This little tank dress is so super simple to sew together with this red knit, super knit that I have. I did put a pin in the right side of my fabric once I decided what I liked for the right side, because it looks the same. But the first thing you're going to do is sew up this big long back seam. All right, because I'm going to turn this dress into a tie-low, this back seam, I just want to trim it up really nicely. Normally I would add an overlocker edge on it, but the thread in my overlocker is white, and I don't want to see the white because there's going to be a high-low hem on this. I want the back of the dress to look neat, so I don't want you seeing white stitching. So I'm just going to trim my seam so it's narrow and it looks, you know, straight. It's nice and straight. All right, I just trimmed up my seam all the way up. And now I'm going to open up my back. And I'm going to attach the front, so right sides together, which makes those pins really important. So there's my right side. So I'm going to attach the shoulder seams and the side seams and get those all sewn. This is so easy. It goes up so fast. The hardest part of this is doing the binding, which doesn't take that long. We're going to go do that next. Okay, we have this really nice long, it's kind of columnar knit dress, super, super stretchy knit, and I want to bind off the neck edges and the arm holes. I think the directions tell you to turn it under, which is okay. You can just turn it under and stitch it, but you just don't get the more high-end look. It looks kind of Walmart, and we want something that looks more Saks Fifth Avenue. So I cut strips of fabric. Now this is super stretchy. Normally, if you were going to use a woven, you would cut it on the bias. You don't have to with the stretchy fabric. And these pieces are 1.25 inches. So anywhere between 1 inch and 2 inches, depending on the look you want. I wanted something that looked kind of sophisticated and was just a little tiny bit of banding. I didn't want it to jump out at you. On the other pieces that I made, I used 2-inch binding, so you have more of a binding neck edge. I have a pin in this so I know which is the right side, because that's important. But what I'm going to do right now is measure my neck edge. So I'm going to start by just pinning it to the shoulder seam with a little bit of a seam allowance extra. And I'm going to walk it around the neck edge without stretching anything. I'm just going to walk it all the way around the neck edge so I can determine how long my neck edge is. So I get all the way to the back to the shoulder seam where my pin is. I leave myself a little bit of a seam allowance because I have to sew these together. And this is how long my neck edge is. I'm going to measure this piece, and this is 24, and let's say 8 is 32. And for every 10 inches, I want to take off an inch. So I'm going to take 3 inches off because I want this banding to be smaller than my neck edge. So when I sew it on there, it kind of sucks the neck edge in together. So I'm going to take off, what did I say, 3 inches. This is actually where I pinned it on the other end. All right. So I took off 3 inches. Now I'm going to sew this right sides together and make a band, and then we're going to put it on our neck. There we go. I have a little circle, right sides together. And I want to quadrant it. Now you have a couple of options. I'm going to actually end up folding this in half when I sew it on. So if that is difficult for you, having these 2 pieces plus the dress underneath, then you can sew them, baste them right in the raw edge inside the seam allowance, wrong sides together, so you have the band and it's all in one piece. I'm not going to bother to do that. I'll just fold it as I attach it to my dress. But here's my back seam, my center back. So I want to find the center front. I'm going to put a pin in that. I need to turn this into quadrants. So because it's smaller, I want to make sure that the ease is equidistant all the way around my neckline. And then now I'm going to take the center front and the center back and line those up to find my quarter marks. I'm going to do the same thing to my dress. So the dress, let's see. I have the center back because there's a center back seam, so I'm going to find the center front, find out my shoulders, and then just walk this evenly around so I have the center front. Now you would think that the shoulders would be the center back, but they're not. I'm sorry. You would think that the shoulders, I mean, your instinct would be to, oh, well, the shoulders are my quadrants, but they're not, because this back neckline is much shorter than this front neckline. So we need to find the other quadrants. So to do that, I'm going to match up my center back seam and my center front seam. And I'm just going to walk the edges together. And you're going to find that that quadrant is quite a bit further in front of my shoulder seam. Okay. So I'll do the same thing on the other side. Just walk them along. Okay. All right, so here's the top of our dress. Here's my binding with my quadrants, and I'm going to start by matching up the back seam of my binding to the back seam of my dress. And I'm going to fold this binding wrong sides together so the right side is out, and I'm going to pin it on the dress side of my garment, lining up those seams as best I can. So you can see on the outside of my garment, this banding is folded wrong sides together, and it's pinned to the outside of my dress. So now I'm going to just match up these quadrants that I have for pins, making sure that I don't twist the band in the process, and that I fold it wrong sides together all the way around. And the biggest trick about this when you're sewing it is to make sure that when you're sewing it, that band is even, because you don't want one section of the band to be super wide and then the other section to be narrow. That would look silly. All right, you can see I have my band pinned to my neck edge, and my band is smaller than my neck edge all the way around. All right, the band is smaller than the neck edge, so we're gonna stretch as we sew. We're gonna stretch the band a little, which is why if it's a woven, you cut it on the bias. As we sew along those quadrants, you want the dress part down because it's bigger, and the feed dogs will pull that up. We're gonna do the same thing for the armholes. Measure it, cut it a little bit shorter, take off at least an inch for every 10 inches, make it into a loop, sew it around the armholes. I do the front and the back, like the underarm and the shoulder seam. I only mark that twice, but you could certainly do quadrants for that also. So we can get those done. I tried it on because I'm gonna make this a high-low. I wanted to find a height that I liked and then make sure that I have enough for a seam allowance because I am gonna hem this. So I put a pin in the center front for the height that I was happy with. And what I'm gonna do now is cut that. So I want to make sure that it's in the center, obviously. So I'm gonna take my side seams and I'm gonna pin those because I don't want it to shift on me. And I'm gonna pin this hem all the way around. Now, I am pretty short and this was dragging on the ground. I took a good 2 inches off the bottom of the dress. More like 2.5. So it's a solid 2 inches. If you're tall, then you might want to add some length to this if you want it to go all the way to the ground. Here is my garment. It's nice and flat. It's pinned on the bottom because I don't want it to be uneven. I want it to be stable. And this is the pin where the top of where I want the cut out to be in the front. And I've made sure that I have enough room for a hemline. And I'm just going to kind of freehand it. I don't want it to go all the way to the side seam, and I want it to swoop back a little bit. So my line goes this way and then it kind of swoops back. You can use your scissors. I'm going to use a rotary cutter and I'm just going to go and whack it away. Now, if you have a dress that you already like the way it looks, that's a high-low and you want to duplicate that, then you can just lay that down on the pattern, the tissue, and cut that out before you get to this point. But since I didn't, I had to try it on. So now I have, take this pin out. I have this nice little high-low cut out in the front. So when I'm gonna try it on, make sure it's right. And then when I hem this, I'll have this really pretty swooping. This is a basic dress. Perfect for a beginner sewer. And the knit is forgiving for fit-wise. So I would say go for it. So let's see how it comes out.